Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to give a quick recap of the meet I just did. I just competed last week at the IPF World Championships in Calgary, Canada. Was definitely not the meet I had envisioned in my head, not the meet that I thought I would have based on my training block. So definitely disappointed in how I did. I just got to go back to the drawing board and put together a different plan of attack so that what happened last week doesn't happen at my next meet. So basically leading up to the meet, I felt really great. My training block was going good. My last two squat sessions weren't that great. I didn't feel like I was popping into the hole fast enough. The tempo was a little bit off. I felt like my torso angles just felt off. Nevertheless, just chalked it up to being in a high fatigue state. So I got to Canada on Monday, started feeling sick, like I was getting a chest cold, so started taking the Mucinex, which kind of felt like it dried me out, which I needed it because I didn't want to wake up with a chest cold on Wednesday morning, but at the same time, because I was watching my sodium levels so that I didn't retain any water, I woke up that Wednesday morning and I just felt light. Like I was actually surprised I weighed as much as I weighed because I just felt like I just felt light. I felt like I should have weighed 112 pounds. But you know, going through warm-ups felt great. My last squat before I opened, I felt like I got a little bit loose, but I mean, overall it just felt great. Went out there to hit my 308 opener and I felt like it was deep enough and I got reds. I got 2 to 1. So the head judge gave me a red and the side judge gave me a red. Chad actually he thought it was good because he was standing behind me, just signals for them to go up, which was the plan, was to go 308, I believe, 319 or 320, and then jump to 336 for my third. And then they were just like, no, she didn't make it. So instead of repeating, which is what we would normally do, went up to 314 pounds.
Marisa, Inda. Marisa was the world champion last year in Belarus. Marisa, Inda, 142.5.
And after I got the red lights and I didn't make my opener, which is now, this is the 3rd or 4th international meet that this has happened to me at. Every single Worlds this happens to me. I don't make my opener. I just kind of get in my head a little bit and thought, okay, I really got to sink this 314 to be in this meet. I went extra deep on the 314 and I still got a red light from the head judge. She was just doling out red lights like Oprah Winfrey. Like, I got a red light for you, I got a red light for you, I got a red light for everybody. And it's just discouraging to say the least. Like, I just was discouraged, and then went up to 320 after that and just, I went super low. I shifted back onto my heels. And for me, like, when I get into the heavier weights, my technique really can't deviate that much. It goes for bench, it goes for deadlift, it goes for squat. If I go too low, because of the way that my stance is, I kind of shift back a little bit and I just couldn't recover the lift. It's kind of discouraging because I feel like I can normally grind through hard squats, and I kind of just gave up a little bit and just didn't grind through it the way that I should have. We knew that I needed my squats. If I would have been able to get all of my squats, I would have been plus or minus 2.5 kilos with Joy Manami, which is what was my main competition there. She got 2 of her squats, had to do a repeat on one of them because they touched the bar as she was coming up. But you know, to her credit, she grinded through her squat and made it, and she's a great competitor. And just had to move on to bench, and I needed all 3 of my bench attempts. My bench is much higher than Joy's, so we knew coming out of that I could, you know, make up some ground there. All 3 bench attempts went awesome. They flew up. I probably could have done 100 kilos, but of course it's a number game, so just stayed at the 215.
USA.
And as always, you gotta go into deads and try to pull for the win. And you know, I'm pulling for the win against like the world record deadlift holder. And first one up great, second one up great.
This is a Masters 1 lifter competing in the Open. Nice lockout, Marisa. Nice lockout.
We kind of dropped the second attempt a little bit so that my third attempt wouldn't be so hard. Went up to 419 and I was trying to hype myself up. it came off the floor, but then you can see I kind of get rounded, and once I get to here, it's just so hard for me to come up and finish the lift. And
10-kilo jump. Whoa, she's fired up now.
Can she threaten that goal?
Whoa, here she comes, revving the engine. Never stops pulling. Oh, it's stalling.
It's stalled. I think she's lost the momentum. She gave that everything she
One
had.
hell of a pull. Wow.
But she is safe in the silver medal overall.
Yeah, like a true champion, she was willing to empty that tank to defend her crown.
And she is safe in the silver medal for the deadlift.
So now Joy has the opportunity to lower.
She did. She dropped to 1955.
you know, it just wasn't my day. It just wasn't meant to be. And it was Joy's day. She had an awesome 8 for 8 day. 8 for 8 because she didn't miss an attempt. She just actually scratched an attempt on her third deadlift, her third squat attempt. But yeah, you know, disappointing day. Just was not meant to be, and just gotta go back to the drawing board and try to get better. I think, like, as much as I was disappointed, I was also, as much as I felt disappointment, it's also kind of good to lose. I was talking to my mom after I competed, and, you know, my mom's always a good source of, like, you know, just keeping it real with you. And she's like, well, you know, Hita, sometimes you have to lose so that you still know that there's that fire inside of you. And then I thought about it, and she's right. You know, going into this meet, I felt a little less excited. I felt like the vibe of the meet was just different, with Liz Craven not competing, Kim Walford not being there. The vibe just felt kind of somber and meh. And it's good to lose because I felt like, oh shit, I'm still very passionate about doing this. I still want to win. I still want to be the best. And I really have to thank Joy for that, because, you know, it not only, like, let me know that that fire is still there, she put a fucking log on that fire. She fucking hit it with, you know, lighter fluid. And I feel like, fuck, I just want to get back in there. I want to get back to training to do what I'm capable of doing on that platform, which I know, like, if I put it all together, I feel like personally, like, if I put it all together, I feel like I got this in the bag next year. So, you know, just gotta get back into training and, you know, change some things up. My squat stance is not a stance that the international judges tend to like, because it's very narrow, and where the judges sit, which they all kind of sit in front, they're not off to the side very much. And when I squat, because I am so narrow, my chest kind of hits my quads, and it is hard to tell depth like that because I'm kind of running into my quads. So, you know, going forward, big change I'm gonna make is I'm gonna widen my stance a little bit. Something Chad and I had talked about doing after Belarus, because I got hurt after that meet and I had the sciatic issues. Just wasn't a good time to start making major overhaul changes to my technique. I just needed to focus on being healthy. So going forward, now that I am feeling healthy, and that's the other thing, I'm super thankful that after that last deadlift, I walked away from it healthy, so that I'm able to get back into the gym and start fixing things and working on corrections versus working on, you know, rehabilitating myself back to good health. So going forward, definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over and getting the same result, which is the same result with my squat, getting red lighted on depth. So gonna change some things going into this next training block, and we're gonna see how that pans out going into nationals in October. So thank you guys for following my journey. Thank you guys for all the well wishes, the text messages. The good vibes were definitely felt and appreciated. And I can't wait to go forward, compete at nationals, and bring what I know I'm capable of and performing it on the platform where it counts. So again, thank you guys so much for listening. And if you have any questions or comments, please type it below. Thanks guys, bye.